Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Just welcome to my channel if you're new here. In this video I'm going to be drawing Legolas from Lord of the Rings, movie version specifically, though I did take some creative liberties. Yeah, I had talked about what I want to do for the future of this channel in one of my past videos, but I think it's my summary of art 2025. So I'm not going to go into it too much, but I had mentioned something along the lines of I want to lean more into reimaginings and like maybe my OCs and stuff. Because I feel like just drawing straight characters isn't interesting enough. At least it's hard to make art interesting. But I had started this series of drawing my old favorite characters like that I haven't drawn in a while. So like they're still my favorite, I just haven't drawn them in a while. And Legolas is one of those. He's gonna be the next installment. I had done that like 3 videos I think already. But I'm probably not going to continue that series just because, again, it's not going to align with what I want to do. I probably will still draw some of my old favorite characters, but when I do draw them just like straight up fan art and not like reimagining in any way, I might try to make it more grandiose, you know, like an actual background, full-fledged illustration, not just them standing there with a pattern background kind of deal. But I really wanted to draw this one because I already had the sketch done, and I really want to draw Legolas. I hadn't drawn him in a while, and yeah, I did take creative liberties with this, with his outfit and design stuff, because this is based off of the movie version, obviously. So I usually always cut his hair just a tinge shorter, and then it's not that much shorter though, because I'm not sure how long it is in the movies. I think it's like mid-back or something. I usually pull it kind of just past his shoulders, and then I also gave him a hip quiver rather than a back quiver, because I've heard that's actually more practical. But in fantasy, they typically put it on the back, but it's more practical to have it on the hip. And I didn't make his quiver quite as ornate as it normally is. I also... Did I do anything else? Most of it's pretty much the same as like his normal movie outfit. The bow isn't exact either. I think it's not quite as ornate, but it's based off of... Same with the like bracers. It's based off of his movie outfit a lot, but it's like kind of toned down the detail, and then again the quiver is moved. But yeah. So, Legolas is my favorite Lord of the Rings character. If it wasn't obvious, I think everyone knows I love elves. My second favorite would probably be Aragorn, because he's just super cool, and then Samwise Gamgee, because he is also very likable and sweet. And, see, I had a very big Lord of the Rings phase back after my How to Train Your Dragon phase. I think it was after... That might have been the one that came right after. Either that, or I had like a little Guardians of the Galaxy phase, and then Lord of the Rings. I honestly can't remember. I'd have to go look at my old doodles and see the dates. What order they go in? But Legolas was my favorite, and so when I have a favorite character that I'm obsessing over it, I draw them on repeat. So I have like a big fat stack of doodles that's just Legolas, and like not only do I just draw them repeatedly, I reimagine them. So I had this one time in my life too where I was ponyfying every single character like that I liked, or like all these characters, I'd turn them into My Little Ponies. But so I did that with Legolas. I also drew him different outfits, drew him with different hairstyles, drew him with his friends, specifically Gimli mostly, but also the Fellowship a couple times. And then I've also drew him in alternate dimensions. I drew him in the modern day with a bunch of different, in a bunch of different modern day jobs. Like I drew him as like a fast food worker and delivery driver, stupid things like that. I think I also drew like, tried to go like sci-fi, steampunk and stuff like that. I'll draw him all these different outfits. And then I also drew him like as a Pacific Rim like Jaeger pilot, because I had this phase too where I was really into Pacific Rim. It was very short lived. Like I was kind of in a little hype, Pacific Rim hype, in the midst of like my Lord of the Rings and Ninjago-ish kind of phase. So I was drawing a lot of like characters as like Jaeger pilots, and I think I went Legolas with his dad. It's probably he's gonna either be with his dad, a duo with his dad, or with Gimli. But Gimli also has his dad, so like they could have their own, you know, Jaeger pilot, or Gimli and like the other dwarves would be more like the technicians, because they're dwarves. Dwarves are, I would think, in a more modern day universe, they'd probably be very tech oriented, and so they, or like mechanic oriented, like, so they probably would be the mechanics and the repairmen for these Jaegers. But that's not to say Gimli and his dad could be a Jaeger pilot too, but you know, maybe the other dwarves are mechanics. That's just a ramble. I'll have to resurrect some of those, because I drew a lot of different ones. Like Legolas and his dad, I drew like Ninjago ones, so I'm pretty sure I did Kai and Nia like as a sibling duo. I don't know, I drew a lot of different, I think I did Philly and Killy too as a sibling duo. I don't know. I have a lot of little crossovers. Some of them I never finished. Like a lot of them I colored, but some of them I didn't ever get to coloring. But my Pacific Rim crossover, I cannot talk today, guys. I'm sorry. My Pacific Rim crossovers will definitely have to be something I revisit on this channel because I think they'd be fun. But anyway, all I have to say, I drew Legolas a lot, and he's by far not the only character that I've drawn repeatedly. This is all the characters I obsessed over, I've drawn repeatedly. I think another really big one was Pip from Paladins. I drew him so many different outfits too. And then Hiccup and Toothless, I wasn't as creative back then, so I just kind of drew them hanging out a lot in different, flights, poses, and stuff. I don't think I drew him too many different outfits until later on, but like Ninjago, I don't know if I did obsess over Ninjago quite as much, but I would say Pip from Paladins, and then the Guardians of the Galaxy I drew quite a bit too, and then mostly Rocket and Groot, and then probably Star-Lord and Gamora next, and then my own OCs, Bobby Joe and Dex. I obsessed over them for quite a while, so I drew them in a bunch of different outfits. But yeah, Legolas is by far not the only one I've done this with, but he was definitely one of the more long-lasting ones, because my Lord of the Rings phase lasted quite a little while. Like, I would say my Lord of the Rings phase was probably my second biggest, phase of, fandom obsession, other than How to Train Your Dragon. But, yeah, I did always want to do, a little series of, my past obsessions, too, but that would basically be the same as my favorite characters that I haven't drawn in a while, because, it'd basically just be drawing them again. I don't know how that would be different, but that might be something I could explore, because I feel like it would be a little bit more generalized, I guess. I'd probably literally do my main favorite characters, or the entire group, rather than my favorites and second favorite characters. But yeah, I've been through many a fandom phase, and Lord of the Rings definitely is probably the second biggest. And then I was really into Paladins for a while. I feel like it would be another one of the really big ones. But yeah, as far as the drawing itself goes, I tweaked it so many times. I tweaked the pose a little bit over time. I also fixed his eyes. I know they're a little bit janky, but I did that off camera because I ended up flipping the drawing, because the way I have it, pretty much for the majority of the video, he's looking to our left, and there's a bunch of negative space on that side, because I was struggling with the background a little bit, okay? And us reading right to left, left to right. We don't do right to left, but Americans anyway do left to right. I figured your eyes are going to start on that big chunk of negative space, and then you're going to read to the right, and you're going to run into Legolas himself, and he's looking to the left, so you're fighting his gaze to read the rest of the picture, if that makes sense. So I figured at the end, I feel like it just needs to be flipped. It looks better flipped, because I felt like I originally tried flipping it because the background was looking just weird. I just didn't know how to make it balance out. So I flipped it, and I'm honestly, I feel like it looks better, because you start on the character on the left, and you start reading to the right, and you follow his gaze off into the distance of the negative space. Is there anything to look at over there? No, it's just negative space and sky, but I still feel like you're kind of looking off in the distance with him rather than fighting against his gaze, if that makes any sense. And also, through half of this drawing, I had the canvas too small, where the arrowhead was cut off, and I was gonna just leave it. I was gonna be whatever, I made a mistake on this composition, I'm just gonna leave it, but it just bothered me so stinking much. I ended up expanding the canvas so I could fit the whole arrow, because it was bothering me too much. Yeah, anyway, that was pretty much it for the drawing. I had fun drawing it, had fun shading it and lighting it. I still feel like something's missing a little bit. I don't know, maybe I was just staring at it for too long. Watching this footage back as I do the voiceover, it doesn't look too bad. But, yeah, again, I did fix his eyes at the end. They're a little bit, lopsided, but I did kind of fix them off camera, so, on the final reveal, you'll see it's fixed. Yeah, so, I'm sorry, guys, for the kind of rough start this year. I'm already, I need to generate some more content here. I don't mean, generate, actually, I mean actually make more content here. I just need to produce it faster. I guess that's what I meant to say, is produce it. But, yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope I can pump out some more content. It sounds that bad, I'm rushing stuff, but I'm not going to rush stuff, but hopefully I could get more interesting content, like I said, make more content instead of just kind of regurgitating my older content. I don't want to get lazy like I did towards the end of last year. But, yeah, anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give a like and subscribe if you have not already. And, I do have a Redbubble and a Zazzle store if you would like to check those out. Please do let me know down in the description. And, again, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So, if you do like, you know, my channel and what I do here, you can please subscribe, please. But, I don't like to beg for subscriptions, but only if you want to, okay? Only if you want to, but I would appreciate it. Anyway, I guess that's all for now, guys. I hope to see you all in the next one, and, yeah, bye!